another episode of Build the RedBull RB7. Today I'm bringing issue 29. We'll be adding more components to our lower nose and fitting our track rods to the front steering assembly of our RedBull RB7. Now in the magazine today we're at 1991 Senna's third title. Okay, the championship. Okay, we're here on steering geometry, the basic setup. Okay, fine tuning, lower nose components, alright, and these are our parts for this week's issue, and our instructions. Okay guys, so let's get stuck into it. You're going to want to start off by removing the lower nose from the RedBull RB7 chassis. Okay, once removed, place the two screws into the holes in which they came out of. For now, place the chassis assembly to the side. Open up your 3 component packs and remove the 2 lower nose air fences and the 4 self-tapping screws 2x8mm. Grab your 2 lower nose air fences and your 4 self-tapping screws. Okay, and attach the lower nose air fence like such to the lower nose. Ensuring that it's nice and flush and a nice smooth finish. Now repeat the process for the other side with the 2 remaining screws. And there we have it guys, so that's our front lower nose, okay, with the air fences attached to it. That is all that is required for this week's issue. In the coming weeks we'll be attaching our brace, which sits on like such. If you tested it out before you took off your lower nose, just by sitting it on there, it does maximize the strength of the front nose and it doesn't flex as much. But for now, just that aside, okay, end your nose brace. Okay, the 3 remaining screws place into a container, and also your barge board stays. Okay, so just sit them aside for the next coming weeks. Now onto our track rods. Okay, the magazine says to hold one end with some pliers and thread it on, but you can just quite easily just get it going with your hands. Okay, and then get it so it grips a bit, then put the other one on. And then hold one and spin the other, so you're not holding it with any pliers whatsoever, but okay, so once you get towards the middle, grab out your ruler. Okay, and the book says you want 4.9 millimeters. Okay, which is pretty much 5 mil. Just keep adding little twists until we get there. So we're at 5 mil now. See how one's like that? One's facing towards the camera, one's facing away from the camera. That's pretty much how it needs to be at 5 mil. If we go any more to get the 4.9, it probably won't be as close. Now repeat the process for the other track rod. So they're both set up correct now. Alright, so move everything out of the way and grab your chassis back. Okay, the nose facing away from you. Now simply grab your track rod set up and clip them over the ball ends on the knuckle arm and on the steering slider. Okay, and then repeat the process for the other side. And there we have it, guys. Our front wheels are completely attached to our RedBull RB7. Okay, track rods, the works. Now you can adjust your toes by adjusting the space on the track rods. Okay, and yeah, guys, so that's it for this week's issue of Build the RedBull RB7. Now next week, this is where the fun begins. Okay, we've got our left side chassis, okay, which will be mounted to the side of our chassis, okay, which then links up with our barges. And also we've got our left fuel tank post, okay, and some screws, which I believe go along 1, 2, 3, okay, which will attach along the side here, okay. And I'm assuming once, because the following week after that we'll get the right side, and then once we have both sides attached to our chassis, then we'll plop the floor or chassis onto our front end. Okay guys, so I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Build the RedBull RB7. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.